as an Indigenous woman, you feel like you're being hunted. You feel like nobody's looking out for you and that nobody would care in the greater scheme of things, that nobody would care if you're gone.
A big story here in Arizona. A local Native American group is shining a spotlight on a nationwide issue: the rise in missing and murdered Indigenous women.
The group Phoenix Horseback Prayer Ride held a memorial event today to honor Selena Not Afraid. She was found dead in Montana after her car broke down. A state medical examiner in Billings believes the teen died of hypothermia, but the Division of Criminal Justice is still reviewing the case.
As Team 12's Matt Uris found out, those who attended the memorial do not think enough is being done to protect women like Selena.
I came out to support just the effort of missing and murdered Indigenous women, to raise awareness about it.
Selena Not Afraid is one of these women. She was hanging out with friends around New Year's Eve. The car the Montana teen was in pulled over and she was never seen alive again.
The thing that shocked me was when I first heard the report about it, they said that they didn't suspect foul play. And that just seemed really strange. I think everyone in these Indigenous communities called bullcrap on that.
12 News has previously reported nationwide, Arizona has the third highest number of known missing and murdered Indigenous women. Over the summer, the State House unanimously passed a bill establishing a study committee to gather more data. Fast forward to fall, Attorney General William Barr announced the Justice Department would invest $1.5 million to better protect Native American women. In addition to this ceremony, Selena Not Afraid and other Native American women similarly situated were honored with a memorial ride. They rode from the Salt River Reservation to Fashion Square.
Because you don't just disappear. There were people looking for her, there were people who cared about her, and she didn't just disappear.
Selena Not Afraid was 16 years old. Matt Uris, 12 News.